Welcome back. So now let's do a bit of notebook LM, right? Let's do a little bit of notebook LM. So we're going to work with notebook LM and find a way to integrate with Gemini. Voila, you get to see my face. Yes, so we're going to work with notebook LM and find a way to integrate with Gemini. So let's get right into it. So we'll go to notebook LM and I'm going to walk you through what all of this looks like. Now, when you go on notebook LM, what typically happens is you are going to let me look for so you go on, let's say you go on notebook LM. So this is the page that you normally see, and then when you see that page, the next thing that happens is you just click on your notebook, Gemini notebook, and then you come on this page. The next thing you click on is try Gemini notebook, and then you come on this page. If you are using it for the first time, you're not going to see all of this here, right? This is because this is not my first time. This is not the first time I'm using it. That's why you're seeing all of these things that I've done in the past. But if you're using it for the first time, you're going to see all of this up here. So you just click on create new. When you click on create new, I'm going to explain what this interface means so that you can now go in to use it. So if you have like research that you've done in the past, or you have like content you've written in the past, I'm going to explain this for different category of users. So if you're a professional and you are always creating content, or you are always studying to improve your skill sets, what you pretty much would do is come here and type in you just come here and type in the skill that you're trying to learn. Maybe you're trying to learn about executive presence, as a professional. What you do is when you type that in, because the web here is web, and you just click on this. When you click on that, what happens is it goes online to look for sources on that particular topic. So if you're a professional, you're looking to develop your skill, this will help you improve over time. So once it goes online, it gathers all the materials that you need to learn that particular skill or to develop in that particular area. You just come here and click on import. Once you click on import, what happens is that it brings out all those documents into the what I would like to call a database. So you have access to those documents. But you have access to those documents, and the way you have access to those documents is by interacting with the document. So it gives you a summary of all that, all of those documents. Say the provided text highlights a looming leadership shortage and the urgent need for corporations to better integrate women into executive roles, despite blah 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 blah. That's not what I said. Okay. Okay. I think that there's a mix up somewhere. Executive presence. Okay, picked the first text. Okay, picked the first text. Okay. Okay, picked the first text. Well, pretty much what it's doing that is that. So what's doing is what you have right now is a list of sources that you can interact with. So I can come here now and say, give me a definition of executive presence. Right? So I can interact with it this way. But one very interesting thing to do would be to, so it gives me definition based on all of these documents attached here. But one very interesting thing that you can do is to pick a source. So let's say, for example, this particular one is on executive presence, right? Then this one is about 3 habits undermining your executive presence. And then so you can remove any of the sources that has nothing to do with what you're trying to learn. You can remove it. You can remove it, right? And then you just come here, click on whether it's audio, whether it's slide deck, whether it's video overview. When you click on any of that, it gives you the output for that particular source that you have um, highlight. And this is very good if you are someone who you're not very, maybe you find that you learn better when you are watching a video, or when you are going through a slide, or when you are listening to a podcast. This helps you to put in that chunk of information into the format that best suits your learning style. For example, now what I've done so far here in this previous one that I've done is that I have converted a lot of materials, different materials, into different formats. So for example, I have a video on how honor opens doors, right? So
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating concept, how honor opens.
Right? Another thing that I can also do, there are also some that I have done here that is slide, right? So for example, if you check this, this is a slide, right? This is a slide. I just go from one to the next. I just read through, and because this is very detailed, it helps me learn at my own pace, right? So that's that. There's also podcasts. Let me show you one. There's also podcast, which is this. So you can just, while you are working and doing every other thing, you can play. While you're working and doing every other thing, you can just play the podcast. You play the podcast.
Welcome to The Critique. It is great to be back in the studio.
And
yes, absolutely. Ready to get right to it.
So today we are looking at a practical brief called...
Now that serves a professional looking to upskill, right? But now, if you are a content creator, what this also helps you do is create content, right? So one of the things you can do is you can add, maybe you write an article, right? You've written an article, but you want to convert that article into any of this format, whether it's a slide, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a video content for your sessions or whatever. You can simply click on add sources, and then you come here, click on copied text, and copy the text from wherever it is, the text that you have written, copy it from wherever it is and paste it here, right? Once you paste it into this box and you click insert, it's going to automatically filter into some of your sources here, right? And I'll show you the source here. If you scroll down now, for example, so I've unchecked it, right? Let me uncheck it. Let me add the source now. So when I click copy text and I paste it, I click insert. It automatically see it here. So you see it here. It automatically gets into your sources and it's highlighted. So that particular one, and once it is checked like that, once it is checked like that, what basically happens is that you can now go on to convert it to whatever format that you want it to be. So if you are someone who teaches on LinkedIn, or you teach on Instagram with shorts, right? And you want to create all those animated videos, this can help you, right? So after you've pasted it like that, now you can click on video overview and you can create shorts, right? Which are like, those bite-sized videos you watch on TikTok or Instagram or on YouTube, right? Or you can also create cinematic immersive experiences. You can create explainer videos. like that. All you just have to do is select the one that you want to use, and then you click generate, right? So I'm going to click generate for whenever this gets done, but it's going to automatically generate over time, right? Let me play one of the shots for you so that you see what I mean. All these ones are explainer videos. This is cinematic. So this is what a cinematic video looks like.
Many people assume a digital network with 500 silent members is healthy simply because the head.
So this is pretty much what
You have to shift your mindset.
it looks
You
like.
are not a passive group owner. You are the host of a gathering. Your job is to guide interactions, connect people with resources, and resolve misunderstandings early.
So this is what it's
Over the next 5 minutes,
like.
we are going to build a
And
custom.
Let me show you what a shot look like. Okay, so see what the shots look like.
Discretion isn't just an HR compliance rule, it's the active currency that proves you can be trusted with greater access. But what actually separates harmless office chatter from a career-limiting breach of trust? Say you overhear an unannounced project change.
Right? So that's it, really. So this notebook element. Now, the amazing thing about this is you can now interact with your notebook on Gemini, right? You can interact with your notebook on Gemini. We're going to do that quickly. So if you go on Gemini, for example, so this is Gemini, right? Let's make sure that we're logged into the same account. Okay, we're not logged into the same account. So let's see what account we're logged into. We're logged into the account. So let's see. Let's log into the account that we have. Yeah. So we log into that same account. What we pretty much do is connect we connect our notebook to this very we connect our notebook to this Gemini. So how do we do that? We click on the plus sign here. Right? By the time we click on the plus sign, we go to more uploads and we choose notebook. You click on notebook, you will see the particular notebook that we are interacting with right now. So when you click on that, what happens is it gets uploaded here like this. Now it means that anything you ask in this chat is going to be gotten from your notebook, which is pretty much research that you've done before. So for people who are researchers on this call, what pretty much happens is you have all your materials. Notebook LM has done all your research for you. It has gathered all the materials that you need for that particular topic that you want to write about. And then you can come on Gemini here. If you don't want to do it on Notebook LM there, you can come on Gemini here and interact with your notebook. Give me 5 bullet points for this. Right? You can interact with it here and you just keep going and asking a question based on the research it has done on your notebook. Right? We're going to come back to this, but I want to show you something very interesting on Notebook LM here. Now, here there are other sources that you can add, not just research online and all that. You can also add YouTube videos. So, for example, if you click on add sources, you will see that you have the opportunity to upload your own files. So, if you have files on your laptop, you can upload them here. If you have a YouTube channel, for example, I have a YouTube channel, I can simply just come here and type, let's say youtube.com/@ wait a bit, follow, let's say at the networking selling, right? Okay, https:// yeah. Anyways, so we insert the link. So once we click on it like that, what happens is that it will insert the YouTube, see it here, insert the YouTube link, and then we can now say what is the channel, about, right? So it's going to scan that YouTube channel and tell me what the YouTube channel is about. So it knows that the channel is the Networking Saloon, right? But it's saying that it doesn't know what the channel is about. So what I can do is I can go on my YouTube, for example, go on my YouTube. Go on my YouTube. Okay, I'm logged in here. So let's pick this instead. So I can go on my YouTube and pick a YouTube link and put it into Gemini as a source, right? Put it into YouTube Gemini as a source. And it's going to highlight it for me as, a source. And then I can come and say, what is the video about? Right? So it's going to do that research, look at the video and all of that, and come back to me with response to that question. You can see it said the video titled this from explore the fundamental challenge of blah blah. So now I can convert this. I can convert it into any form here. I can create a slide out of it. I can create a podcast out of it. I can create a video out of it. I can create a mind map out of it. I can create a report out of it. Reports are usually like blog posts, right? You can create a blog post, for example. You can create a study guide. You can create a briefing document, depending on what you are working with, right? So there's so much you can imagine, right? When you're in Notebook LM. I actually use this to create courses for a program that I'm designing, right, for my learners. And so there's no limit to what you can do with this tool. So yes, so that's that for Notebook LM. That's that for Gemini. I'll see you in the next. Make sure you're inviting people to join this program.